Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Box Office Breakdown. Information and commentary on weekly movie box office.
Hello, everybody. Happy Memorial Day. I heard on the radio on my way here that is an actual law that at 3 p.m. today, you're supposed to take a moment of silence to remember our fallen troops. So make sure you all do that. I don't really know what happens if you don't.
You got to drink a beer.
Oh, then don't say that. Then no one will stop and pause. Yes.
You stop and pause while you have a beer in your hand, and then you pray to the gods and the Marines and everything, and thank them.
You pray to them?
Yeah. But yeah, by pouring out
I
the
think
liquor.
you just remember. I am joined today, of course, by Tom. Thank you guys for joining us. We have lost JTE.
Yeah, it's crazy. He has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity tonight, or today. He just got the call. He was on his way here. He calls me up. He's like, you ain't going to believe this. I'm like, oh, no, what's going on? Sarah's out? He's like, no. I got the call. I'm like, what call? He's like, the Corey Feldman video. He's going to be DPing Corey Feldman video.
There we go.
It's going to debut in China. I don't know if you follow Corey's music.
When does this debut?
It's going to debut in China in like 6 weeks.
Okay, everyone. So look out for that, because that is why he is not here.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
We're going to get into these numbers today in our list. Not going to be a full hour show, but
It was your birthday.
it was my birthday.
Did you do anything really fun?
Are you wishing me happy birthday? Was that your happy birthday wish to me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, it was heartfelt. Thank you.
I feel like it's my birthday
Why?
because you're wearing that beautiful dress.
Thank you. Anyway, normally I love Box Office Mojo. They are my home for numbers. I thank them every week. However, this week I feel a little let down because I'm getting a whole different plan of numbers. You go on Box Office Mojo, they have their Friday estimates up, and they have their weekend actuals for last weekend. We don't really have a weekend chart that's only including the 3-day. So we have a list that we have here that's supposedly the 3-day, but
Correct.
I'm also getting contradictions off of the 4-day totals, which are actually switching the lists.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if I go off of my 3-day presumed totals for just Friday through Sunday of this weekend, we're going to go through this real quick. Tomorrowland coming in top. No matter where you look, it's not bringing in the numbers that it was supposed to.
No.
It's kind of a sad opening for them. Number 2, according to this list, is Pitch Perfect 2, then Mad Max, then Poltergeist, and then Avengers. However, on other sources, including Box Office Mojo, there seems to be a possibility that Mad Max actually beat Pitch Perfect. Some of the numbers I'm getting are that Pitch Perfect dropped 56% to around 30 for the 3-day, but up to about 37, it seems, for maybe the 4-day, versus Mad Max, some are saying got up to 38.2.
Yeah, but I don't know what box office is going to be that wrong. 23 to 37, that's a big difference. They're not usually that much off. I think it's going to be, because I think Deadline had Avengers at 4 and Poltergeist at 5. So it's all screwed up.
It's all screwed up. I think people have decided it's the holiday, got to take it off, be with family, and then we'll fix all the numbers later.
Yeah, as of right now, who's the winner? What's his name?
As of right now, Clemen Ferjancic
That's a good job.
got the current number 5 that we're sticking with, which today we're going to be saying is Tomorrowland number 1, Pitch Perfect number 2, then Mad Max, then Poltergeist, then Avengers. I do think that this has a high possibility of changing, especially in the Pitch Perfect Mad Max realm. We're going to have to get the actuals out of just the 3 days to see who won for all of us.
Anyway, slice it. Tomorrowland did not do well. I mean, I think across the board, Memorial Day weekend is just not great unless you're opening something really big.
This is low. We're talking about an opening for Memorial Day weekend that ranks 22nd all time. This year we've been hearing
crazy.
a lot of breaking records, highest opening weekend, expanding to new months. We had higher openings in February for certain movies.
Sure.
This movie is opening 22nd, and in a box office year where we're seeing huge increases, where we're seeing that the trend is overall going to be higher, that makes this even worse. To give you an estimation, it's opening up around where Epic, the animated feature, opened around, and
Shit.
Prince of Persia,
Ugh.
which I kind of feel has become its own
And a
joke.
Sex in the City. Yeah.
So and this is a George Clooney movie.
He just can't do it. He's just not that guy. He has to be surrounded by people. He's just, putting $150, $175 million in a George Clooney movie is not something you want to do, and I think that's pretty proven.
Why do you feel like that?
I think he's more of a personality. I think people like him off camera. I think he's great. He's a fantastic guy. I played basketball with him once in the Warner lot. He's actually really, really good and a funny guy. I just don't think this is the kind of movie for him.
I feel bad because when he came out with Monuments Men, which also just kind of tanked the box office,
It's terrible.
he felt horrible.
He did.
He came out in a ton of public appearances saying how bad he felt because he wants to put out good movies. And he's had so much press this last year because of his marriage and
Sure.
being Hollywood's most eligible bachelor.
Right.
And
I think that's what it comes down with him, I think he's more of a personality. People like to see him off screen. I don't really rush out to go see his movies. I mean, Gravity wasn't his movie. I made a ton of money, but it wasn't his movie. It was Sandra Bullock's movie.
I'll give it to him, though. In Gravity, he was one of the only things that carried me through that movie besides the visuals
Listen,
and
he's
sound
a
effects.
fantastic actor. I think he's very charismatic on screen, but it's just not. It's just not there for him. Like Leatherheads and Up in the Air and these other couple of movies. I just
Well, if you're looking at like The Descendants and Up in the Air, those movies were bringing in a total gross of around in the 80s.
Yeah, 80.
80s. And this is a Disney huge budget film that you're talking about. They're shooting for numbers closer to Maleficent. They want openings in the 60s.
I thought this would do at least 60. I was totally wrong, but then I watched tracking all week, and I'm like, this thing's lucky if it's going to do 30. This might be even a higher estimate than that. Pitch Perfect might be able to take this thing out when the final numbers come.
If that happened, that would be hard because I think word of mouth is actually hurting a little bit of Pitch Perfect, and it's also hurting Tomorrowland. Of what we have in the box office right now, besides Avengers, which I think also got good word of mouth, the highest word of mouth is going to Mad Max.
Absolutely.
You go in there, and I was in the theater seeing Mad Max, and what people were talking about was that movie and talking about Ex Machina. People weren't rushing out saying we also need to go in and see Pitch Perfect. I've been hearing
It's done.
mixed reviews about
Yeah.
Pitch Perfect.
Well, I made a ton of money the first week, but that was like all the cheerleaders going to see it and things like that.
And then it dropped over 50%, which we're getting on.
56% is a huge drop off. But either way, this movie didn't cost $150 million to make. They do this movie for what, $50 million, maybe even less than that. And it's making a ton of cash.
Versus Tomorrowland, which has an
Right.
empire standing behind it, but it isn't getting that Disney opening that we are so used to.
70
that
million.
they pull in. I have no desire to see this movie.
No, not a lot of people do.
And I think we're just going to keep going downhill, especially because we do have some more things that are going to bring in audiences this weekend.
Oh,
A couple
yeah.
big openings. So let's get into talk a little bit also about Poltergeist. Have to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Completely dominated Centipede 3,
I just
obviously.
couldn't see this thing. I mean, the original is so good. I just don't know why they remake movies like this. The original was fantastic, and then they put out Poltergeist 2, which is not good, but a long time ago in the 80s. But you want to go see the Poltergeist, just go rent the original. It still holds up.
I would also probably recommend that. I haven't seen this. Word of mouth is not that great. Rotten Tomatoes, 33%.
Did you watch the original Poltergeist?
I have. I'm also not a huge
You sort of look
scary-
like Jo Beth Williams, the mom in it, but like she's really hot. I mean, everybody knows who she is when she's running around in like that football jersey and panties and stuff. Jesus, she's really
I was
cute.
more concerned you were going to tell me I looked like a weird clown doll. So,
No,
thank you.
I look like that.
Anyway, so Poltergeist doing really well in the horror realm, breaking in no matter what into the top 5. We'll see if it's number 4 or number 5 this week. Let's get into a little bit of our international numbers. So Tomorrowland opened up in 65 territories overseas, which is pretty normal for Disney opening.
Yeah, it's a big opening.
Delivered only 26.7 million.
Yeah.
And that's led by Russia with 3.6 million. These are such small numbers. Russia 3.6, Mexico 2.8, and 2.1 from the UK. They do still have Spain, China, Australia, and Korea. Also Japan and Brazil. But I just don't think it's going to live up. We'll see what China does. It could be their hope.
Well, George Clooney's got decent international appeal, but it's not really. I mean, look, these numbers they ain't gangbusters. Well, look, Walt Disney just had Avengers out, which is making a ton of money. They're going to lose a ton of money on Tomorrowland, but either way, that company just prints money anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference.
I was going to say, we're talking about a studio that is in no way searching for or in need of anything. They run this world, and they will be quite fine.
If a nuclear bomb goes off and destroys the world, I'm running to the Disney studios because I think they're an impenetrable force or something. They got the force like a Independence Day ship.
Mickey Mouse will save you.
Yeah.
All right, Age of Ultron's international grosses swelled to 859.8 million, putting Ultron at the 1.26 billion worldwide. That makes it the second biggest superhero film of all time.
It's going to crawl
after Avengers.
That's true. It's going to crawl to $1 billion, internationally. But the domestic humans, it's not what
The
they
domestic's
wanted.
almost reaching 400.
Yeah, but the first one did like 760 or something crazy like that.
But for this year, it's high numbers.
It's a very crowded marketplace, but it'll probably top out 450 or something like that. But I mean, still, don't get me wrong. It's still, like I said, a blockbuster, but it's not a life-changing event like the first one was.
Agreed. Just to remind you that it's still out there because it's all we talked about a couple months ago. Furious 7.
Yep.
Globally, Fast 7 is just a hair below the $1.5 billion mark. It will cross that mark probably maybe today, maybe tomorrow, bringing the franchise to a staggering $3.9 billion across 7 films in 14 years. And supposedly the next installment is coming April 2017.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal thing for them. That's
Are you going to see the next one?
No, I haven't saw.
You didn't contribute to this $1.5 billion?
The only one I ever watched was the first one.
Really?
Yeah, that's all I need to watch.
How do you do a show about movies when you don't seem to watch movies?
I have the intellect. I have a very sharp intellect and wit, and I listen very well.
That makes no sense,
Yeah.
but we do have a game. I'm the only player in this game today?
No, Steven's
That
gonna
means
play with us.
I thought I was guaranteed to win.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Let's kick it for GT.
Break out the Rosetta Stone, because it's time for the international title game.
Al esfuerzo y al heroísmo de una revolución no los queremos.
JT has the face for it.
You just failed so
I'm
horribly
terrible
at that.
I'm terrible at that. That's one
Thank
thing
you
I
for
can't do.
trying, though.
Yeah.
JT, we do miss you. That is our game. Are we have a focus of this week?
Yeah, JT was so he was ready today too. He called me like I said yesterday. He's like, "This is going to be a great show. I have so much material," and he's not here. Okay, so it is. I do have a theme. It's the hot pursuit. Everyone's going to be hot pursuit, and it's not going to be China. It's going to be 4 different countries.
Wait, what does that mean?
Hot Pursuit, the movie.
So it's all Hot Pursuit?
Yes, all Hot Pursuit today.
Okay.
Yes. So, Hot Pursuit. You know, the movie with Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara.
The movie that failed.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Okay. Hot Pursuit in Lithuania. Coffins chase. Like a coffin.
Uh-huh.
Chase. Hot Pursuit in Italy. Flight into stilettos. Not fight. Flight into stilettos. Hot Pursuit in Slovenia. The cheeky twosome. And Hot Pursuit in Canada. Sexy and on the run.
Why would they need to change the title in Canada?
that maybe that's up for interpretation. Because they speak French over there. They're like Quebecian or something.
That's true. Steven, are you playing with us today?
So anyway, here we go. Hot Pursuit, Lithuania, Coffin's Chase. Hot Pursuit in Italy, Flight into Stilettos. Hot Pursuit in Slovenia, The Cheeky Twosome. And Hot Pursuit in Canada, which apparently shouldn't change the title according to Sarah, Sexy and on the Run.
I'm going to say The Cheeky Twosome's the fake one.
Okay.
How did you pick that one? I feel like I am at a disadvantage because I did not see this movie and have no idea what it's about.
Well, it's two ladies, you know that, so they're going to try to push the sexiness.
But are they... I'm going to go with Coffin's Chase because I don't think there is any coffins in it.
I don't think there is either. But that's not right.
Oh.
Steven's right. The cheeky,
do I
the
always
cheeky,
lose
the
this
cheeky
game?
twosome. It's actually called like the Wild Deuces or something like that. But the cheeky twosome is what I would like it to be called.
The Cheeky Twosome.
Yeah, I like things that come in pairs.
I don't know what this movie is about. I'm going to blame that for why I didn't win. Steven, I don't know how you picked that. Why
picked
did
it.
you pick that?
Because it just sounds too... Like it's Lithuania, right? No,
it's Slovenia.
Slovenia. Like I don't feel like they have a word for cheeky in Slovenia.
Maybe you might be right. That's actually a really, good way of thinking about it.
In-depth analysis.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
But sexy and on the run is definitely what they use in Canada. So, I mean,
Idioms don't translate.
that's true.
We learned that in Archer.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to keep that
Thanks
in
for
the back of my
playing.
mind so that I will win eventually.
Yes.
At one point in
I
time.
wanted to give China a break.
Are you trying to make new friends?
Yeah, I mean, I met a Chinese man the other day. He was taught me how to meditate, actually.
Is that helping?
Yeah, it's helping big time. I'm way more calm now. I'm calm now. But I've been off for like 2 weeks straight, so I need structure.
Oh, I'm glad you found meditation. Let's get into our top 5 list. We're going to be talking about the man himself, Mr. George Clooney. As usual, we are not including huge franchise movies, so sorry, Oceans, you do not get to be in the list.
Yeah, they have enough money anyway.
This is actually one of my favorite lists that we've had. So many of the lists we focus on with famous actors, their top
there's a couple of
ranking
good
ones are sometimes obscure, sometimes the worst movies they've made.
Yeah.
This list I really do like. Starting with number 5, The Descendants.
Yeah, Alexander Payne.
Brought also a spark to Shailene Woodley's career. Kind of brought her into getting this Divergent series.
Yeah.
Really brought her some critical acclaim.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he writes, Alexander Payne's phenomenal. Sideways is one of my favorite movies of all time. And he just really knows how to get the best out of the actors. And the scripts are usually fantastic as well.
And then going to also number 4, another critical darling, Up in the Air.
Jason Reitman, right?
I believe
Yeah, it's Jason
so.
Reitman, yeah.
I feel like some of his movies really launch women into stardom.
That's true.
Talking about
Ellen
Anna
Page.
Kendrick,
Ellen
who
Page.
came from Up in the Air. We talked about that. That was what got her nomination.
Juno, yeah.
So doing very well. Number 3, classic Batman and Robin.
Jesus, he's still apologizing for that. It's a terrible film. I mean, it's really, really bad. It's.
I like it.
I mean, superhero movies always have homoeroticism in them, but this one takes it to the next level.
Poof.
Yeah, this is one that just goes so far above and beyond.
Stephen, was that you saying you agree?
Poof.
There you go.
I'm going to take that as yes.
There you go. It's terrible. Like if Batman and Robin was a gay porn, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that I got into these type of movies when I was younger, and I don't think I was really looking at format or looking maybe for the homoeroticism, and I loved them. I loved all of the Batman and Robin.
Did you find homoeroticism in it?
No, I was also like 8.
This movie turned my buddy gay. He's like, I'm like, what happened? He's like, was it out of the womb? He's like, no. Only after I watched Batman and Robin. That was it. So
All
if you
right.
if you're teetering on the line of being,
This should be your test, according to Tom.
Yeah, if you're
Go watch
teetering on the line
Batman
of
and
being
Robin.
gay,
See how you feel.
yeah, see how you feel after that.
Got a bad feeling about this.
There you go. There you go.
Getting into the second one on the list, going to The Perfect Storm. Maybe not.
This was a good movie. I liked it. I like John C. Reilly and Wahlberg's chemistry. They work really well. I know a lot of people who do that stuff. It's not an easy job, and I think they depicted it pretty well.
Who do you know who does this?
Some longshoremen over in Boston and stuff. They go for lobsters and big catches and things like that.
Do they like this movie?
I was not always a TV personality in my life. I did a lot of dirty work.
I'm just not going to speak to that. Going with number one, the most recent on the list, Gravity. You said that this is Sandra Bullock's film.
Absolutely.
I think that he saved this movie. I remember when he came back and he gets his second scene, and it is obviously a hallucination of some sort, and I thought it was such a breather. Yes, it is a beautiful film. Yes, it is technically. Why can't you watch it?
Because I'm afraid of I have a phobia, space phobia. Like if I'm in, it's like reverse, claustrophobia. Steven Spielberg has it too.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the fear of open spaces. You can look it up. I don't know, one of our Twitter guys or something like that figured out what it is. But yeah, it's something like arachnophobia or something.
That's spiders.
Yeah.
Have you shared
something
this
like
fear
that.
before?
Yeah, everybody knows about it.
I guess I don't pay attention to you as you
Now
talk.
you do.
All right, so that is our George Clooney list.
But Gravity's good. I mean, I'm sure it's a great movie. I just can't watch it.
You can't say that. It got a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Versus we're talking about The Perfect Storm that has like in its 50s.
It's an equilibrium thrower offer.
I think you're a little bit crazy. But thank you, George Clooney, because I do at least feel like he is an actor who cares about this industry.
Mm-hmm.
He cares about the movies he makes, even if they don't get that well received. He doesn't just make them to add on to crazy franchises and make the 5, 6, 7 because they say he has to.
No, correct.
I do think that he makes movies he cares about. It's just unfortunate that sometimes they don't turn out as well as he would hope.
Yeah, he doesn't need the money. Parties in Italy like every weekend.
I'm sensing jealousy.
He is one of the top 3 people I'm jealous of, yes.
What are the other
Well, it's not jealous. I envy them. Jealousy is a female trait. Envy is a male trait.
I don't think that's accurate.
It's pretty accurate.
But can you name me the 3 people, please?
Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
'Cause I think he does everything right. He's lived a pretty fantastic life, minus like when he used to do like go on coke benders and beat up like Vietnamese people. Other than that, he's pretty walking straight and narrow. George Clooney, because I think his hair is fantastic. He can do anything he wants. He looks great in suits, stuff like that. And Michael Jordan.
Okay. It's pretty good list.
Or I'll take Michael Jordan out and put Ric Flair. Ric Flair, that's my guy. Yeah, I like that guy.
I'm just glad
Stallone's on another level. I don't even have to mention that guy.
Oh, he's just in your you want to be them.
He's in the stratosphere all
All
of his
right.
own.
Let's
Him
get
and Frank.
Let's get into our upcoming films so we can come up with some predictions. Movies that have some big publicity, starting with
Huge.
San Andreas.
Yeah, that Nick Mundy movie fights thing was pretty great. Like The Rock jumped in on his wedding and like officiated the whole wedding.
Oh,
it was pretty amazing
that
stuff.
prank.
Yeah, it was really fun.
San Andreas, the media has been taking, like, all the publicity, thank you, I can speak, is taking over LA. I hadn't heard about this movie until about 3 weeks ago, and now I see it everywhere.
Where have you been, under a rock? I mean, it's everywhere.
Just recently. This isn't a movie you were seeing trailers for me, at least 6 months ago. It's kind of like they've been talking about the movie Everest that's coming out in another 6 months. It's supposed to be a big award contender.
What's San Andreas?
No, Everest.
Oh, yeah, that one, yes.
And they also have been backing out the publicity for that.
Well, they had to back off this because of the Nepal earthquake. Oh. That was a big deal. So a lot of the proceeds from San Andreas is going to go to Nepal. It's crazy when these movies, it's fate sometimes, or I don't know what it is, that, if it's a disaster movie or it's this or it's that, or it's like shooting up the schools or whatever, it usually coincides with something along those lines. And this, I guess, big giant, Nepal earthquake, I mean, it was a disaster, and I don't know how many people died, but it was a damn lot. And
it's like a third of their population.
Absolutely, and you put out a big movie about disasters. I just hate disaster movies. I wouldn't see this if you paid me. I like Los Angeles the way it is, unless an earthquake happens and then it's just me and you left, and then we have to procreate and plant
Yeah,
world
no,
with
no, no, no.
seeds again.
What I'm going to say is that I think that people are very interested in this. Yes, we're talking about also Nepal and the tragedies goes on there, but LA itself has had an earthquake every
Yes.
2 weeks for the past couple of months.
Yeah, it's this weather.
And people still try and convince themselves that California's going to break off with a giant earthquake. There's all of this mythology surrounding
It's
it.
going nowhere.
No, it's
California's going nowhere. You know what? It is. It's gonna sink into the sea. So anybody who thinks about moving here, don't do it.
But Dwayne Johnson's movie, I think, should do fairly decently.
Yes.
A lot of publicity, especially in California. It'll do well as an LA movie.
Yes.
Then talking about Aloha, also getting some criticism right now for
Yes.
being too whitewashed. So
they did a reshoot. They did a reshoot and they put it into the movie, and they brought in the Harlem Boys Choir to do a shoot. Yeah,
Steven, this is him lying.
in Oahu.
Just to let you know.
But
No.
it is whitewashed.
It is whitewashed. We have huge stars
A
in
lot of
it. We
Cameron
have
Crowe
Emma
movies
Stone.
are.
We have Bradley Cooper and Rachel McAdams starring in some sort of, it seems like, love triangle, military Hawaiian movie.
Crowe
Does it
needs a hit.
have...
Cameron Crowe needs a good movie. He's put out a
And-
bunch of stinkers in a row.
I don't think this is going to be it.
I don't think so either.
Personally, I think that these are great actors.
Mm-hmm.
I think this movie is a little bit miscast.
I agree.
I think that they're trying to blow up this Bradley Cooper Emma Stone relationship. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm kind of getting over this huge age discrepancy, love thing going on. We
agree.
saw him have this relationship with Jennifer Lawrence. We also saw that come back in Serena, which didn't do so well. Emma Stone in Birdman has
It's big
a
PR
love
moves.
connection with
What's his name?
oh my goodness.
Keaton.
No, that's
Ed
her
Norton.
dad,
Ed Norton.
Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Like, it makes more sense to me just looking at the posters that he will end up with Rachel McAdams.
Sure.
But it's getting annoying. I understand that all of these are talented actors, and I do want to see them in movies, but there are also, you can make them more realistic.
Yeah, Cameron Crowe has had a bunch of misses in a row. His last good movie, in my opinion, was Vanilla Sky.
Okay, so
is a
you're
fantastic
praying for
film.
this hit?
Have you seen Vanilla Sky?
I have not.
You should
So I
check
have
it out.
no idea what you're
I
talking
got it
about.
on DVD. We'll cook some dinner. We'll make it and watch it.
I need JT back. He's like my barrier.
Yeah.
But also coming out is going to be Barely Lethal,
Yes.
which is Jessica Alba coming out. Sophie
Is
Turner.
it Jessica Alba?
I believe so.
That was Haley Seinfeld. No, that's Survivor.
Yeah.
No, Barely Lethal.
Hey, no, it's Haley Steinfeld,
Yes, okay.
Sophie Turner, Jessica Alba. They're impressing.
And Sam Jackson.
Yes, and Sam Jackson and Jamie
apparently-
King. Strong women cast.
It's not wide though, right? This is not a wide release.
It's not too wide. Also, just to point
movie's
out
gonna be
that all the
terrible.
movies we've talked about right now, San Andreas, Aloha, Barely Lethal, we're going to be talking about Survivor. None of them have released their Rotten Tomato scores, which that brings people into movies. We've talked about it before. We've talked about how these scores, people's reactions. Movie tickets are so expensive. People want a sure thing. They want either a franchise they're invested in. They want typically Disney movies, or they want to know they're going to get their money well spent.
Absolutely.
They want to like it. These scores are really important. And I don't know if it's because it's Memorial Day weekend or it's Memorial Day, but none of these movies that are released this upcoming Friday have scores up.
Yes. Well, Barely Lethal. I mean, look, it's like Sam Jackson teaching Haley Seinfeld to be like a Jedi or something. It's terrible. Yeah, it's like Kingsman, but not as good.
I'll probably see it.
Well, yeah, you could see it if you want to.
I do. I like this cast of women. I think it's going to be interesting. It's just going to be having to find it.
Should be called Barely Clothed. I'd watch it.
No. Aloha and San Andreas are wide releases. Barely Lethal and Survivor are going to be our more limited
Well,
finds.
Survivor is, I forget who it is. Who's in it again?
I'm going to pull it
It's
up.
not Survivor the band. It's Anxiety Tiger because they're
When
great.
JT wrote this down, I was like, they're making a movie about the TV show? Is that TV show even around? No, but Survivor is with Pierce Brosnan
Oh,
and
yeah,
Mila
Mila
Jovovich.
Jovovich. Right,
yes,
right.
and it is This is the description. A Foreign Service officer in London tries to prevent a terrorist attack to hit New York, but is forced to go on the run when she is framed for crimes she did not commit.
Oh, it sounds like every other movie.
It sounds like,
Yeah,
James Bond.
yeah, it sounds fantastic. Well, I think Pierce Brosnan plays a villain in this one.
I think so, but I don't think anyone's really talking about it.
No.
We've had so many, with Liam Neeson coming out with the never-ending spew of Hitman
films,
movies,
yes.
Taken films. This is just fitting into that mold. They haven't presented it as anything different,
It's
in
a
my
limited
opinion.
Release. It'll probably do well on DVD. Although Pierce does good movies.
Sure.
He's
This is a
actually not-
Netflix.
Yes.
This is a Netflix pick, so look out for it in like 2 months because everything's going there so quickly nowadays.
Zombievers is on Netflix now.
No, Zombievers.
It's on Netflix.
Great movie.
Yep, it's fantastic.
Stephen, you were supposed to come in here and be on my team.
Have you watched Zombievers, Sarah? We had a viewing party here.
I refused to watch Zombievers.
Yeah, and you missed out because we had the whole cast and we had a viewing party
Yeah,
and it was really awesome and we saw Zombievers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Can you actually tell me, like, all people aside who told you to see this movie in this building, that you actually liked how it was made and what was, like, put on the screen? The story.
Ignoring all things aside, it was actually pretty entertaining.
No.
I agree with that.
It was.
Okay, I agree.
It was.
Inter-
Don't hate.
You can't.
Sarah, we're not endorsed by Haterade. You
Yeah,
seem to think we are.
Yeah, we don't do that here. We just spit facts. It's all truth.
And your current fact is that Zombievers is a great movie.
Have a couple of drinks and watch Zombievers, and you'll be in love with it.
For a movie like that, like that you're expecting to be crazy. I mean, Sarah, it's called Zombievers.
Yeah.
Like you're not expecting an Oscar-winning movie,
No.
but the acting's good and the story is hilarious and it
Yeah.
makes fun of itself.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I give it a solid 7.5, 8 out of 10.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Okay, maybe.
For what it is.
I trust Steven. He knows what he's doing.
For what it is, and what it is looks awful. So you're gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10 out of awful.
You go see Barely Lethal, and spend your money in the theaters, and I'll just press Netflix and watch Zombievers again.
I'd rather watch Zombievers than Hot Pursuit.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I can. I'll watch. Yeah, I might have to
I'd
agree
rather
with
watch
that.
Zombievers than San Andreas, Aloha, Barely Lethal, and Survivor. All
Okay.
together.
Those are some fighting words. All right, well, let's talk about what these movies are going to be making. Aloha does have huge stars: Rachel McAdams, Emma Stone, Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper. We have to remember that American Sniper happened, 5 months ago?
Yes.
It's still on the terms that made so much
Jesus,
money.
it made boatloads.
Of course, Serena only opened in like 59 theaters. Maybe made almost 100,000.
Yeah, I think it opened like VOD the same day or something. Made some money.
But American Sniper
won't see
was
that.
like in 350 million. We're talking about American Hustle, which was recent, made 150 million. The Hangover. He does have a track record of bringing in money.
He's a big star.
But is Aloha going to be a movie that does that?
Nobody wants to watch movies like this at this period in time. Nobody knows what it's about. It's like him getting off a plane in Hawaii. It's
a love
getting
triangle.
backlash from the whitewash stuff. It's smear campaigns. This movie, I have a feeling, is going to tank.
I agree. I think that in comparison to like a Silver Linings that brought in like 132, but that had a lot of Oscar appeal. I don't think people have been citing this as an Oscar-worthy movie.
No.
It's more of a rom-com, so it's in a different genre for him. We've seen the war movies, we've seen the gangster movies, we've seen him do more of being face, being in The Hangover. These are totally different audience.
Yeah.
I feel like this is much more targeted towards women, and I don't think it's going to do as well.
No, it's buried in late May. I mean, yeah.
And hiding information is just highlighting the fact that it's getting negative attention.
Right.
So
If
that
this was
can
an
do what they're
Oscar-
hoping.
If this was an Oscar, had any Oscar hopes, this would be not.
They wouldn't be
open-
releasing
no,
it right now.
Absolutely.
If
not.
this had Oscar hopes, we'd be seeing it in like 3 months.
Probably
This is
October,
probably
yeah.
a bad sign that it's coming out this
Correct.
early. San Andreas probably going to beat it in the numbers.
I'll give my top 5.
Are you ready for a top 5? Did JTE even give us his top 5, or is he eliminated from this week?
He's so consumed with this Corey Feldman thing that I don't blame him. I mean, Corey's he's a big star, overseas now.
I feel like you're adding JTE to your list of jealous people, envious, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, envy. I'm envying. I mean, I might go on set after this. They're filming somewhere in Hollywood, so I may just drop by set and see if I could wander on.
All right. Do you want to give me your top 5?
Yes. With Pitch Perfect dropping so much, I just don't. San Andreas is going to be number 1, no question. Probably around like $50 million. Maybe
we're
even
talking
a little more.
about openings that were maybe one got 40.
Yes.
If they drop another 50%, we're talking about San Andreas has to make more than 20.
San Andreas is going to make 50.
I don't think it's going to be that high.
It's people like disaster movies.
It's got The Rock.
Yeah, it's got The Rock.
It has no reviews.
Yeah, but it's a disaster movie.
Okay, so you're giving number 1 San Andreas,
Absolutely.
and you're giving it around.
I'm gonna say about 50 million, maybe like 47.
I think it's going to be lower than that.
It's
You're talking about a
possible.
George Clooney Disney movie came out this weekend and didn't make $40 million.
No, it did not. But that's.
And you think a rock movie about an earthquake is going to be making more than that?
There's a woman in it named Alexandria Daddario. Okay. Mm-hmm. She's gonna be a big star. Mm-hmm. She was in True Detective. Obviously, everybody knows. Any, warm-blooded male knows the exact scene I'm talking about. I have it on a GIF on my phone, and when I'm depressed, I just watch it over and over. She's going to bring the people out because she's wearing a tank top the whole movie. And they shot it in 2D, and then the producers seen it, and they're like, seen her in the whole, the tank top the whole time, and they converted it to 3D because they're like, I'm seeing double anyway when I'm looking at this chick.
Well, they're
so why
not using her for her in the advertising. So
I'll tell
maybe
ya,
next week after word of mouth.
May 28th is when The Day After Tomorrow came out, and it made $70 million its weekend gross.
There you go. People love disaster movies, especially when it's Los Angeles getting destroyed, because they think like somehow the Kardashians ain't gonna make it out of it.
That is a fair point. I'll give him that. All right, so you're saying San Andreas number 1, 50.
Yes.
What's your number 2?
I'm gonna go with Mad Max.
Okay.
I think it's gonna stick around because San Andreas is gonna take a lot of money out of everybody.
Agreed.
So, Mad Max number 2. Aloha number 3.
Okay.
I think it'll make some money. People maybe want to get off that. Pitch Perfect number 4. And I think you'll see Avengers still in the top 5 at number 5.
Bye-bye Tomorrowland. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that one, didn't you?
You know what? Let's go Tomorrowland 4, Pitch Perfect 5. Thank you, Sarah.
No problem. I think I just saved you. I think I should have totally not said that, and then you would have lost.
I slept like 2 hours in like the last 3 days. I have a lot of friends.
I think if you win next week, I get a thank you.
Yeah, I'll buy you dinner.
I'll do a 5.
Oh, please do.
There you go.
San Andreas 1, of course.
Okay.
Tomorrowland number 2.
Wow.
Aloha 3.
Okay.
And then I'd say Mad Max at 4 and Pitch Perfect at 5.
That's not a bad 5.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I think we're going to see a huge drop off of Tomorrowland, because I really don't think we're getting a kid market in that. And now, but we're talking about who is San Andreas taking away from?
It's taking away from everybody.
Exactly.
It's a 4-quadrant movie.
And I think that
it's not just men. Women will see it. Rock's in it. Alexandria Daddario's in it. Her assets are in it. Everything's in it.
I am going to give this. I'm going to switch it up a little. Yes, I'll stick with San Andreas. I don't think it's going to make the 50. I'm going to give number 2 to Aloha.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to make a ton, but if we're talking about Pitch Perfect and Mad Max making around, I don't know, numbers are skewed, but between 20 and 30, if we're dropping that down by another 40, then they're making, 15, 16.
They're going to get
we'll
the older
see.
market. The
And
older
I
audience is gonna
think
see Aloha.
that Aloha has the chance of making maybe 20. It could do it.
It could do more.
So I'm going to say Andreas, then I'm going to say Aloha, then I'm going to give it to Mad Max, Tomorrowland, Pitch Perfect.
I like that 5 too. So we're all different. I like that.
All slightly different.
Very interesting. JT, I don't remember what he said. He was talking about the top 5, but I don't remember. He'll tweet it out later, his top 5.
I feel like he's just waiting. I feel like he's waiting for the actuals of this weekend, and I think that's cheating.
He's a cheater. He's a born cheater.
All right, let's see if we have any. Steven, do we have any callers who want to give us their top 5?
Do we? The Dewey Decimal
Let me
System.
throw the number up there and get people in.
Yeah, so, I think, with San Andreas, I think you're underestimating it. I think it's going to do big. The action looks crazy. I mean, like I said, I'm not a fan of disaster movies.
No,
I hate them. I hate them, actually.
Maybe it's just me. I go to the movies pretty much every week, and there has been a lot coming out. And I kind of feel like people are. Maybe this weekend was the break, but I feel like next weekend's also the break.
Well, look,
we have a
it's
lot of
Memorial
stuff
Day.
coming up. We have things that people are really actually hyped about. They don't want to spend another $20 for one ticket to go see a movie
But who
when they
wants
have.
to sit in the movie theaters when it's like 90 degrees out? I don't go to movies in the day ever. I've never been to the movies in the day. I have never seen a matinee. I don't watch movies during the day. Movies are for the night for me. Mm-hmm. Like if I go into the movie theater and it's day out, I want it to be night when I come out. But it's not that way. It's dark and dark. That's it. Days.
Caller.
There's too
We
much
have a
stuff during
caller on
day.
the line. Hey, do you want to give us your top 5 and what's your name?
Hey, how's it going? This is Striar from Ontario, Canada.
Oh, nice. Hey,
Hi,
turn down the computer so we can hear you better. There you go. How you doing, man? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, there we go. Sounds better. Hey, so is Hot
Sorry.
Pursuit, so since you're in Canada, is Hot Pursuit called Sexy and on the Run?
No, I don't think so. I think that might just be Quebec.
Oh, there you go. That's probably
Yeah.
right. It probably is Quebec. Thanks, dude.
Yeah. No problem. Anyway.
You like the show?
Yeah, I guess I'll give you my top 5. Oh, love the show.
Great,
Please.
great.
Yeah, Sarah, you look great today.
Oh, thank you
She
very
does
much.
look fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes.
agree with Tom. Anyway.
Yeah.
Top 5. Yeah, I agree. San Andreas probably going to take number 1
Yeah.
with Alexandra at the Darius going to bring in like 25 meals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then why are they not using her in their
They
marketing?
don't have to use her. Everybody
Yeah.
knows.
Everybody knows.
She's in it. The True
Yeah.
Detective
I didn't know she was in
scene
it.
is just monumental.
Oh, that scene, yeah.
Monumental on every level.
Yeah. Anyway, Mad Max going to take number 2, I think.
I like that. That's my pick too.
Yeah. I give it to Pitch Perfect number 3, just because of that crowd.
Yep.
The
Okay.
teenage girls. And
Yeah, absolutely.
number 4, I'll give it to Tomorrowland.
Yep.
Not that I've dropped that much.
Yep.
And number 5, I give it to Aloha.
Yeah. Hey, dude, I really like that top 5.
I think you're forgetting
Yeah.
the moms. All the
To see
moms
what?
who want to see Aloha.
Yeah, you might be right.
Not that much though.
They are not.
don't-
These are the women who aren't looking as excited for like Jurassic Park and Fantastic Four. They're looking forward to movies like Aloha.
Yeah, they want to find.
They
Yeah, but they still have the Pitch Perfect kind of PG crowd in there.
That's true.
That's true.
That's
No,
true.
that's a very
Yeah.
good. I mean, look, the people who are going to go see Aloha are the people or the women who want to like have interesting new ways to fight with their husbands.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it's going to be. So, hey, hit us on Facebook and Twitter with your top 5 so we know. And, if you win, I think I have a Book of Eli Blu-ray and another J. Peterman catalog for you.
Awesome.
There you
maybe
go.
And then I
Sounds
may
good.
be able to translate it in Quebecian.
So,
or whatever.
Yeah.
best of luck on your top 5. Thank you so much for calling in.
Great top 5, dude. Thanks.
Another caller.
Yeah.
Oh, we have another one.
Hey, who we got?
Hello?
Hey, who we got? You're on.
Oh, hey, it's Arun.
Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Hey,
You enjoying
I'm
your
not bad.
You enjoying your Memorial Day?
Yeah, I'm not really doing anything, but
It sounds like you're going bananas over there. No, it's good. So what do you got? You enjoying the show? You missed JT?
yeah. What happened to JT?
He's doing the Corey Feldman video.
Oh yeah, I forgot. About
I think
that.
it's like a
Wow.
Corey Haim
Pretty
tribute
crazy.
something. Yeah, he's tributing Corey Haim. I think it's gonna be like shots of
okay.
the Lost Boys movies and Dream a Little Dream and stuff like that.
Do you want to give us your top 5?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Or you got a question?
Number 1.
Or do you have a good question?
What?
You have a question or a top 5?
Oh, I mean, can I do both?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, my top 5, I'm gonna say number 1, San Andreas.
Okay.
2, Pitch Perfect, I guess.
Wow.
Number 3, Aloha.
Mhm.
Number 4, Mad Max.
Mhm.
And number 5,
Tomorrowland.
no. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to decide between Tomorrowland and Avengers because I
Okay.
think that they both have a chance of being.
Yeah.
So I'll just say Avengers. I
Okay.
guess.
I think you have a really good shot at not winning.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, Tomorrowland, I don't think can drop that far off. Number
hope-
1 to off only happens.
Let's hope your
Two.
question's better than the top 5. I'm kidding, man. I like joking around with you. What's up? We got a question? Let's do it.
oh yeah. So I had a question.
Yeah.
How much? I mean, do you guys think the Entourage movie is gonna do good numbers
That's a
next
good-
week? Or,
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I
know.
definitely think it's going to have a really strong opening. You're talking this year, we haven't had a really good comedy, in my opinion.
Yep.
We've had a lot of things tank. You're talking about, there was a lot of publicity around Get Hard earlier this year. Kevin Hart, Will Ferrell, bombed.
Terrible.
People are waiting for comedy.
Yeah, especially a good one. Jerry Ferrara was on the main show the other day. He's a great guy. I read the script. My company was thinking about co-financing the Entourage movie. They stepped off because there's so much back-end money and there wasn't enough money to be made. They're all getting paid crazy amounts of money. So I think it's going to be one long episode. I like the first season of Entourage. I was on the front lines of stuff like that, you know, clubbing and going crazy in and around that time. I don't know. I'm not interested. I think I've seen it all before. You know,
I think it's gonna have a really strong opening.
It will
I think
open big, though. There's a
it'll
lot of
open
girls.
big. I don't know. I haven't heard enough about what people are saying about it. The most you hear about this movie is that it was a passion project, that it's been on.
Yep.
They've been working on it for years. That they started it even before it was greenlit. And that's going to get people excited about a movie that the studios weren't completely controlling from the very beginning. And as I said, we need a guy's comedy. That show had a huge following.
Yep.
It was the fans that also pushed them making a movie. And all of those fans now have to go see it.
Absolutely. It's a big escapism. I mean, look, they're living the life. I mean, they do great things. They're partying on yachts and going to Cannes, and you're going to see a lot of breasts in this movie. You're going to see a lot of ass. There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, you're going to have a blast with this thing. But, you know,
I thought you said you weren't excited.
I see it every day. My life is Entourage, so I don't need to watch this movie. But well, not as clear. You know, I don't have that kind of money, but I do as many things as I possibly
right.
can. Anyway, that being said, I think it'll make a ton of money, and I think you might see a sequel if it does well. Absolutely.
Ooh, the sequel will be, if there's a sequel, I'm going to guarantee that movie's awful. So I'm going to
Maybe.
I'm gonna just put that already
yeah,
out
but
there.
unless you're casting it, then you'll be all for it.
All right. So thank you so much for calling in and for your questions and your top 5.
Yeah, thanks,
Make
dude.
sure you, I think, send me
Yeah,
your
yeah, no
information.
problem.
So in case you win, we will let you know. And if you win,
Yeah.
good job, because I
Yeah.
do not see Tomorrowland leaving top 5.
No, his top 5 is.
But we'll
I want
see.
to get the stuff he's smoking. He's unbelievable.
Another call.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, last one.
Yeah, last one.
Hey, what's your name?
Hey, this is Dylan.
Hey, what's up, Dylan? How's it going, dude?
Pretty good. How about y'all?
Good, man. You're doing a
show.
fantastic. You're doing a really
Thank you.
fantastic job.
Thank you.
He's an admin, you know.
Dylan, I think we
So
might need to
nothing really
complain to
about the-
Box Office Mojo.
You're gonna have to sell your arm to get us to 1,000 likes, though.
Hey, I'm trying.
You know
I
what
try
you do?
every week
You know
to
what you
get them
do?
boosted.
Go Is there any like mental facilities around by where you live?
Ignore him.
Yeah, I'm sure I could contact one of them.
Yeah, just go in there and just like start playing checkers with some wackos and tell them to watch the show. They might eat the checkers, but
Stop.
I'm sure that'll work.
Yeah. So you got a good question? What's up?
Actually, I was gonna say first, how about that Mets game that you went to?
Oh man, I was sitting front row. Dude, I sat front row. I sat front row 3 days in a row. It was amazing stuff. I had a picture with Larry David. Pitched him an idea. He told me to take a hike. It was good. Yeah, I do stuff like that.
And let's just hear a crazy story about your time in New York. I'm sure everyone wants to hear something.
Dude, I have slept like maybe 5 hours in like the last week. I'm on borrowed time right now. I got to get structure back. But yeah, no, it was a great time. It was just a lot of Manhattan stuff, and went to my niece's 1-year birthday party, which was fantastic as well.
What I don't understand is how you ended up hanging out with Roxy, also in New York.
Yeah, I was with Roxy and her friends. That was an interesting time. I don't think one of her friends didn't like me.
Ha! I wish I had seen that.
Well, because she thought I was she didn't know who I was. So I went up and grabbed Roxy from behind, sort of near her breast area. And she's like, "Who's this a-hole, whatever?" And Roxy's like, "No, I know who he is." And then we bonded, and I think Roxy finally figured out who I really am in life. Yeah.
She hasn't shared it with me, so it must have been not anything too profound.
Yeah. She's gonna. It's chipping away. She's understanding who I am now.
Oh, I'm glad that you guys can
She
become
knows
friends.
I wear really expensive clothes, but that don't look expensive.
Well, Dylan, thank you for calling in and
Thanks,
all
dude.
of your help as usual. You are awesome.
Yes.
And we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, dude.
All right, sounds good, guys.
Yeah, man. Keep up the good work.
All right. We are going to say goodbye.
Yeah, we gotta go. I gotta go to sleep.
He needs a nap. I'm going to go celebrate Memorial Day. Also, remember to take a pause at 3 p.m. to remember all of our soldiers. Popcorn Talk Network, you guys. Box office breakdown every Monday. We will have JTE back next week. You can follow them on Twitter.
Yeah, at Rock Finstock and at JT Schmoes. Tweet us.
1,000.
Facebook likes.
1,000.
YouTube comments
1,000.
on how hot Sarah is.
No, I just want 1,000. That's not true. We want 1,000 likes.
Yes,
Please.
So we can do that little icon.
Just want the icon, guys.
Yeah, so Scott Mance can go bananas.
We need to beat Scott Mance.
Yeah.
All right.
Nobody's beating a cocaine donkey, though.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.